path.
Alright, so tell me, we're here, what are we doing? Explain.
Nominally, we're discussing a new constitution.
Okay.
The foundations needed for one, which is a very interesting conversation when you're having it with people who haven't necessarily thought very long about it.
But a lot of the people here have.
They have, which means we have several fixed ideas which may clash quite spectacularly.
As recently, just before lunch, with the property versus usage rights discussion on my table.
For instance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's an important discussion because, for me, that thing just came to the question about scarcity. But many things do for me. So,
most things do. Scarcity is a fair point. The main thing is that a constitution, or specifically the Icelandic constitution, has an overly broad
scope?
Yeah. It touches on fields which really confuse matters.
Yeah.
Because you have both the regular constitutional matters, like who's the president, how do you elect parliament, how are the courts dealt with, what's the responsibility of ministers.
Yep.
Then you have the human rights chapter, and then you have, then people want to have a chapter on public property or general property, commons essentially.
Yeah.
And that discussion has been spurred by a very specific example.
Which one?
Fish quotas.
Ah, of course.
But also has broad application in, for instance, water rights and the like.
Yeah, the water rights was mentioned on my table. Yet nobody actually mentioned the Cochabamba issue or the privatization of water in other countries, how that's been.
That's probably because people don't think about it here, because the fact of the matter is water is not a scarce resource in Iceland, and
it isn't.
never will be.
And of course it comes down to the economic question of, well, our economy is based around the notion that everything is scarce and rival, and there's no economic instruments to deal with non-scarce or non-rival things.
I think the essential problem here is that people are generally thinking about tweaking an existing constitution and an existing system, which includes the economic structure. But what we really need to do is just mess with the whole thing.
Yeah. So you're taking the cynical stance, as always. You're taking the cynical stance.
I'm taking the realistic stance.
Oh, well, no, but
there's no such thing as cynicism.
All right, let's put it differently. If you got to be the dictator, and well, I know that sounds horrible to you, but what would be the outcome?
Sovietski Soyuz.
Oh dear. Okay, let's leave it at that.